Hey guys, it's Beast Unseen. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going deep into the rabbit hole, talking about some seriously messed up stuff. We're talking mind control, dude. Like, straight out of a horror movie. Think about it. Having your thoughts, your actions, your whole being controlled by someone else. It's terrifying, right? And the craziest part? It's not just science fiction. Governments around the world have been trying to crack the code of mind control for decades. So buckle up, because today, we're diving into the top 5 mind control experiments that will leave you questioning everything. This is gonna blow your mind. We're talking about Project MK Ultra. Imagine this. It's the 1950s, the Cold War is at its peak, and the CIA is low-key freaking out about the Soviets, like really freaking out. They're convinced that the Soviets have discovered the secret to mind control, and they're desperate to catch up. Enter Project MK Ultra, this super secret program where the CIA was basically like, let's experiment on people and see what happens. I'm talking about giving unsuspecting people LSD, like a lot of LSD. They wanted to see if they could use it to control people's minds, make them spill secrets, or even turn them into assassins. And it wasn't just LSD, they also messed around with hypnosis, electroshock therapy, and sensory deprivation. It was like a horror movie, but real life. Can you even imagine? Being drugged and experimented on without your knowledge or consent? It's just wrong. They even went after their own people, using soldiers and CIA agents as guinea pigs. People's lives were ruined, man. They suffered mental breakdowns, developed severe psychological problems, and some even died under mysterious circumstances. It's dark, dude. And the worst part is, we'll probably never know the full extent of what went down because the CIA destroyed most of the records. It's like they were trying to cover their tracks, you know? But here's the thing that really gets me. Why? Why would they do this? Were they so obsessed with power and control that they were willing to sacrifice people's lives? It's chilling to think about. This wasn't some rogue operation. This was the CIA, one of the most powerful intelligence agencies in the world. And they were doing this to their own citizens. It makes you wonder, what else are they hiding? What other dark secrets are buried in their vaults? We may never know the full truth, but one thing's for sure. Project MK Ultra is a stain on American history. So, we just talked about MK Ultra, right? But what if I told you that there was another project even more shrouded in secrecy that laid the groundwork for those twisted experiments? That's where Project Artichoke comes in. This was the CIA's earlier attempt at cracking the mind control code. And let me tell you, it was just as messed up. They were obsessed with this idea of creating the perfect assassin, someone they could program to kill on command and then have no memory of it afterward. Like, how messed up is that? They used everything from hypnosis to experimental drugs to torture, trying to break people's minds and rebuild them in their image. They wanted to know if they could erase someone's memories, implant false ones, and basically turn them into puppets. It's some real Manchurian Candidate stuff, you know? The things they did to these people were inhumane. They kept them locked up in secret facilities, pumped them full of drugs, and subjected them to unimaginable psychological torture. And the worst part is that most of these victims were innocent people who just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Some were even lured in with promises of helping their country, only to be betrayed in the worst way possible. It's heartbreaking, man. And you know what's even more disturbing? The CIA tried to cover up the whole thing. They destroyed most of the records, just like they did with MK Ultra. It's like they were trying to erase any trace of their crimes against humanity. But the truth always has a way of coming out, doesn't it? Survivors have come forward, risking their lives to expose the truth about Project Artichoke. And let me tell you, their stories are chilling. They talk about the horrors they endured, the things they saw, the things they were forced to do. These are the real victims of the CIA's quest for mind control. We're diving deeper into the rabbit hole, guys. Next up is Operation Midnight Climax, and this one's gonna make you sick to your stomach. Imagine this. The CIA sets up these safe houses, right? But they weren't safe at all. They were like dens of depravity, where they would lure unsuspecting people, mostly drug addicts and sex workers, with promises of free drugs and a good time. But here's the catch. They were slipping them LSD without their knowledge. They wanted to see how LSD would affect people in a social setting, how it would change their behavior, their inhibitions. They were basically using these people as lab rats, observing their every move from behind two-way mirrors. They even hired prostitutes to dose the Johns, turning these women into unwitting accomplices in their twisted games. It's just disgusting, the way they exploited vulnerable people, treating them like objects, not human beings. And the worst part? These experiments went on for years. Can you believe that? Years of drugging people without their consent, all in the name of national security. It's like they thought they were above the law, that they could do whatever they wanted because they were the CIA. But the truth is, they were criminals. They violated people's trust, their bodies, their minds. And for what? What did they learn from all of this? We may never know the full extent of their findings. But one thing's for sure, Operation Midnight Climax is a dark chapter in American history, a reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of holding those in authority accountable for their actions. Okay guys, buckle up because we're about to enter the Twilight Zone with this one. Number 2 on our list is the Montauk Project, and this one is straight out of an X-Files episode. We're talking about time travel, teleportation, mind control, and even contact with extraterrestrial beings. It sounds crazy, right? But there are people who believe that the Montauk Project was real, that the government was conducting these top-secret experiments at an abandoned Air Force base on Long Island. Legend has it that they were messing around with some seriously powerful technology, trying to develop psychic weapons, open portals to other dimensions, and even control people's minds from a distance. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, and you're not wrong to be skeptical. There's no hard evidence to support most of these claims. But there have been so many strange stories and rumors surrounding Montauk that it's hard to ignore completely. People have come forward claiming to have worked on the project, describing bizarre experiments, terrifying encounters, and even cases of missing persons. There are even reports of a mysterious antenna array at the base that was supposedly used to manipulate people's thoughts and emotions. Now, I'm not saying I believe everything I hear, but there's something about the Montauk Project that just sends chills down my spine. Maybe it's the fact that the government has a history of conducting secret experiments on its own citizens. Maybe it's the sheer strangeness of the claims. Or maybe, just maybe, there's something to these stories, something that the government doesn't want us to know about. And now, for the number 1 spot on our list, we're going behind the Iron Curtain to explore the Soviet Union's alleged mind control experiments. During the Cold War, the US and the Soviet Union weren't just competing in an arms race, they were also locked in a battle for psychic dominance. Both sides were obsessed with unlocking the secrets of the human mind, and the Soviets were rumored to be conducting some truly terrifying experiments. Imagine a world where your thoughts could be read, your memories manipulated, and your actions controlled by a foreign power. That was the fear that gripped the West as rumors of Soviet mind control programs spread like wildfire. Defectors claimed that the Soviets were exploring everything from telepathy and clairvoyance to subliminal messaging and psychotronic weapons. They were said to have built secret labs where they experimented on prisoners, political dissidents, and even their own soldiers. One of the most enduring legends is that of the Russian sleep experiment, a gruesome tale of prisoners being kept awake for weeks using an experimental gas. As the story goes, the subjects descended into madness, their bodies and minds pushed to the breaking point. While the details of this experiment are widely disputed, it reflects the very real fears that surrounded Soviet mind control research. The truth is, we may never know the full extent of what went on behind the Iron Curtain. Many of the records remain classified, and the line between fact and fiction is blurry at best. But one thing's for sure. The Soviet Union's alleged mind control experiments fueled paranoia and distrust during the Cold War, leaving an unsettling legacy that continues to fascinate and terrify to this day. Wow, guys, we've just scratched the surface of the dark and twisted world of mind control experiments. It's scary to think that governments around the world have been trying to control our thoughts and actions, often in secret and without our consent. These stories are a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge and power can have dangerous consequences, especially when ethical boundaries are crossed. What other secrets are hidden in classified documents and forgotten labs? What other horrors have been committed in the name of national security? It's up to us to keep asking these questions, to demand transparency from our leaders, and to protect ourselves from those who would seek to control our minds. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to Beast Unseen for more mind-blowing content, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on our next adventure into the unknown.